This is a tough episode. We're going to have to say goodbye to the Los Angeles Lakers. The good times. Just laugh. It's a tough episode for me, y'all. I ain't going to lie. Los Angeles Lakers out. LeBron. It seemed like he's going to retire. I don't even know how to feel right now, man. We got swept. And in a press conference, my man said he's got to take a hard look at basketball. I got to give it up to him. The Nuggets were the better team. They were the better team. But this is about LeBron. I got my jersey on. I know everybody thinks he's faking it. But this ain't a fake. You're 20. 38. Watching his son go to prom. Playing on Liz Frank injury. Dropping 40 in a closeout game. Game 4. All to get swept. Because D-Lo is ass. All to get swept. Because AD. Just a defender. He didn't want the moment. I think LeBron's gone. I was watching the press conference last night. And that felt like a man defeated. A man defeated. I'm 37. I know the tone. When you go into a season, you're locked in, it's different. That felt like a man defeated. It was good to get Darvin Ham his first win and them. He started talking about them. He said, I don't know what the roster's going to look like next year. I think we just witnessed the end of the LeBron James era. And it's sad, man. My favorite player. He's my favorite player of all time. And that's saying a lot because Kobe is right there too. It's Kobe and LeBron. Over half my life, I don't watch LeBron James play professional basketball. It's coming to an end. He don't even care about playing with his son no more. He said that was a dream, but it's got to happen. That man looked gassed yesterday. And you know what was the telling sign? 48 minutes. He came out dropping all those points early. He said, do not pull me from this game. And I only care about winning championships. LeBron, if he's not dropping 40, there's not a player in the world that can carry him. He has to be dropping 40 in order for his team to win. He's out, y'all. This isn't a chess move. Everybody thinks Le GM, Le chess move. Nah, that didn't feel like a chess move to just get more talent in there. The roster's getting blown up. They made a last-second push. This Lakers team went from the 12th seed to playing in the Western Conference Finals. That wasn't a, hey, I need to make a strategic move against Rob Pelinka. That was, you know what, y'all? I'm tired. I'm gassed. My body hurts. I think he's still one of the best players in the game. LeBron is one of the best players in the game. But that, y'all, was retirement talk from a guy who knows if he's not the best player on the team, there's no room for him to be a B option. He dropped 40 in a loss. In a playoff game, dropped 40 in a loss. Only way I see LeBron coming back is if the Avengers are signed. I'm talking Kyrie, AD, they pull Melo out of retirement. It's all Avengers season where he don't have to do anything. And there's no other place. There's no other player that's available on the market that's going to let that happen. LeBron has to be the dog, and I think he's just tired of getting hurt. He's old, played 20 years. It's over. And it's over for my Lakers too. What a run of a season, but I got to give props to this Denver Nuggets team. I don't want to give shit to this Denver Nuggets team. The Lakers, man. Season's over. I got to talk about it, man. Before I do, I got to make sure, y'all, if y'all tuning in, there's a way you can win a Giannis jersey. I don't want to talk about it. I want a LeBron jersey. But there's a way you can win a Giannis jersey for free. You play Spicy Slips. You play Spicy Slips, NBA or MLB on the Champions Round app. Head over to Twitter, post a screenshot of your slip, and you'll get we have a winner. May 29th, we're going to announce a winner. Win a free Giannis jersey. Head over to Twitter. But, guys, I'm upset. I got to bring my boy Matt in, man. Matt, you've been with me this whole time. Matt, my man. It was a sad day. I'm not gonna lie. I dropped the song. So hard to say goodbye to yesterday, but we in a goodbye mode right now.
Justin, we had only been through the highs and the ups of the Los Angeles Lakers together. So props to you for coming on, even after last night. And I think watching that game, I realized LeBron could go out there and continue to play and do his thing, but he wants to win, right? He wants championships. And I question the same things that everything that you said. Like, I think he's going to take a step back and seem like a man that really did everything he possibly could to put his team in a position to win, and they still fell short. Is this it? Like, my whole entire growing up NBA with potentially LeBron with the Warriors, I can't comprehend what's going on right now.
Now, this is tough because LeBron is still one of the elite players in the game. But at what point will he not be? Like, LeBron could probably be 45 and still be scoring 20, 25 points in a game. So this is all a mental thing for him, and the losing, it starts adding up. The comparisons to Jordan, he's seeing his son come into the league. This team being built around a different player, and he still has to be the dog in order for the team to win. I don't know, man. It's for me, we witnessing the end of the era, and we've seen Cleveland LeBron not quit. We've seen Miami LeBron not quit. We've seen Cleveland LeBron again do some incredible things. I think we've seen the last of a Lakers LeBron doing some incredible things. The one thing I can say is that I don't see LeBron in a Laker jersey next year.
No.
Even if he comes back. I know he's under contract, but that felt like because it was tough, right, watching the game yesterday, but I sat there and watched the whole press conference afterward. I was upset. I ain't gonna lie. Kind of just sitting there on the couch, passively listening to it. And when I heard LeBron talk, it sounded, there's disappointment, right? There's disappointment and indecision. You're like, I don't know if he's going to, I don't know what the next move is. But this sounded like, I'm tired of playing. And in the game, in the fourth quarter of that game, third quarter of that game, it really did feel like there was a chance. It felt like they quit. It kind of felt like they were gassed out, like they were tired. I texted my group chat, and I was like, this Lakers team feels deflated. And sure, I mean, you could tell the energy in the press conference afterward. It didn't sound good, man.
And it was one of those things watching the game, all throughout the first half, it felt like the Lakers were up 15, 20 points. And I kept looking at my TV and I was like, okay, it's only a 12-point game. It's only an 8-point game. Denver comes out, hits a 3 immediately. It's a 6-point game. And, you get outscored by 20 points in the third quarter. Then you're playing from behind. It was like, if it's not going to be LeBron, who's going to step up? Maybe Anthony Davis did a little bit at the end, but where the hell was Anthony Davis when they needed him? I don't know. I mean, I understand, this entire season as a Lakers fan, it has been, we're going to look back at this bit, dude. This team there was no shot anybody thought they were going to be where they're at now. Halfway through the season.
Bro, all 4 games. There was a chance for this Laker team to win. It's not like the Lakers were getting just blown out every single game. There was opportunities, they came back from deficits. They had 15, 20-point leads. This team looked good at times. We had different people step up and just couldn't get it done in the clutch. And I mean, that's no shade to the Nuggets. The Nuggets are a hell of a basketball team. But it's like the Lakers were right there in every single game. And here we are talking about Lakers when the Nuggets did their damn thing. And that's what they've been complaining about this whole time, is that the Nuggets haven't been able to get the respect that they deserve in the media. But I think it's just the expectations for this Laker team was they could go all the way. No. And LeBron was supposed to lead the charge. And none of those two things happened, man.
Yeah, you look back game 3, Jamal Murray goes crazy, right? There were so many opportunities for the Lakers. And like you said, it probably was the most competitive sweep I have ever watched.
Don't say it like that. Most competitive sweep I ever watched. Don't say it like that, man. Gonna piss me off today. I got a short fuse today. I ain't gonna
I can tell.
I'm draped in. I got the Lakers gear on. I'm in my emotions, in my feelings, man. It was tough, man. It's gonna be tough to watch the finals this year. The Denver Nuggets are headed to the finals, and we got to talk about that. We'll talk about the Celtics Heat game here in just a little bit as well. Also, some NFL news. San Francisco getting the Super Bowl. So we got a jam-packed show, man. Had to lead it off with the Lakers. But what's next, man? What do you think? Because Obviously I got retirement, bro. I think LeBron's headed to retirement. Going to go watch Bronny at USC next year, living in LA, and then wherever he gets drafted, I think we'll see LeBron on the road, maybe getting to like some coaching or some front office stuff, owning a team. I feel like that's kind of the next player for LeBron at this point. He'd be passing up over $100 million in contracts over the next 2 years, which is a lot of money for a guy that got $1 billion Nike deal, has already made millions in his career. I don't know. I'm a dad, I'm a father as well, and I enjoy watching my son grow. I enjoy watching my son play. And at some point, you've already kind of started to make your mark, your legacy. It is that time to start watching the fruits of your labor, and that's your son, man. That's your son and living out his dream. What do you feel like is the next step for LeBron?
I am kind of on the fence here because there's a part of me that doesn't want to believe that that was the last game LeBron James played. But then there's the other part of me that has watched LeBron, even throughout his NBA career, go to all of Bronny's games. You see him putting out all the tweets about Bryce and like all that stuff. Like, he wants to be there. And, with Bronny at USC, he's already made it very important, like this first, first person of his generation, I guess, to go to college, right? Like, yep. I could see a world where LeBron calls it there and, takes on the father role, takes on just being the ultimate fan for his son. Maybe, I'm sure he'd have every single deal in the world in terms of like media and stuff like that. I don't want to imagine a world where LeBron James is on the sidelines, talking about
oh my
games.
gosh,
I don't even want to think about that.
It's tough, but I mean, that's the reality we're in right now. I think I would say it's probably more like 55-45. And my percentages have been off all proceeds when we talk about these percentages, right? But that's what it felt like. It felt like 55%, like this man is done, 45%. Maybe there's a chance he comes back. If he did come back, right? There's some teams that could potentially get LeBron James if he comes back, and it's not the Los Angeles Lakers. So I actually have the screen here pulled up via NBA Central. Let's get this on the screen here. The New York Knicks are actually favored to get LeBron, to get LeBron James if he's not on the Los Angeles Lakers. We see the Sixers there, Clippers, Cleveland kind of rolling out the top four there. The New York Knicks, if they happen to get LeBron in Madison Square Garden, that would be kind of crazy, man. I don't see him going to Tibbs, though. His body's already breaking down.
Oh, no, he doesn't want to play for Tibbs. Just ask Luol Deng.
Yeah, ask Luol Deng, Derrick Rose, and a whole slew of other players who have played for Tibbs. But any interesting teams there that you see that you think, if it's not going to be the Lakers, it'll be somebody else?
I can't see it. The Clippers, there's no way. There's no way he would do that to the Lakers. Could you imagine if he went to the Clippers?
Bro, if LeBron did that, I got LeBron up there. He's my favorite player. LeBron did that. When he went to Miami, it was kind of the vibe for me as well. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that, LeBron. That was kind of a cheat move. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like going to Miami. If he went to the Clippers and they say they got rid of Paul, they probably have to get rid of somebody. But there's no way they're keeping Kawhi and Paul George. If he's going to LA. But that might be the other team because he want to stay in LA. He want to be close to USC. He want to go see Bronny play. Me and LeBron will be at odds. This is a good note. We on good terms right now, LeBron. The only thing that we didn't get that makes me question if this is the last year or maybe it's an announcement into a retirement year. Yeah. We did not get the farewell tour.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good point. And I think that's like LeBron. I can't imagine a world where he wouldn't go out with a farewell tour, right? Like we're talking about, Carmelo Anthony retired yesterday. That whole thing with the way he said he wasn't playing and stuff and announced his retirement. I feel like, LeBron deserves it too. Like if anybody deserves a farewell tour, another team there, Justin, the Suns, right? I don't know how could you imagine if he got to finally play with Durant?
Oh my God. That's the kind of player he needs. He needs a Durant. Yeah. He needs somebody who can take over a Devin Booker. Imagine an Ayton, Chris Paul draft. I don't know what picks they got. Imagine a Paul, Ayton draft picks type move. That would be insane. I don't know. I don't see a world what do you give up to get LeBron James though?
That's the question.
38-year-old LeBron. What do you actually give up? Because we saw what Kevin Durant's price was. We've seen what Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert is getting 4 draft picks. What do you give up for a player who you may get another season or 2 out of? And if it does go to retirement season, there's a lot of value in that, right? With all the merch, all the ticket sales.
Yeah.
There would be an insane amount of press coverage for whatever team decides to trade for LeBron James if that were to happen. I don't see it happening. I think it's either retirement. I'm on a retirement gang. That's how I feel about it. It's sad to say, but you can tell the look of somebody who's kind of finished. And LeBron, he's a very confident speaker when he's up on the mic, even after a loss, confident, professional, all times. But body language and the way that, kind of and thought about a lot of things, he's very careful about his words, which LeBron is already careful about his words. But to see him kind of almost shell back a little bit and say, you know what, let me make sure I don't say anything too crazy right now. It was surprising to see. I ain't going to lie. We talked a lot about the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron. If you want to hit the rewind button and watch, it's not fun for me to talk about. But there's a new beginning for this Denver Nuggets team now. And headed to the finals for the first time, we saw Joker. I was blending Jokic and Joker together because that man is that damn good. He led this team, man. Western Conference Finals MVP, first time they're giving out that award, the Magic Johnson Award. But to sweep LeBron James, 30-point triple-double, most triple-doubles in a postseason ever by a player, man. Shout out to Jokic, proving a lot of people wrong that said he didn't deserve the MVP this year, going and leading this Denver Nuggets team to the best record in the West and an NBA Finals appearance, man. Hell of a job by Jokic and this Denver Nuggets team and Mike Malone. Man, they're going to be interesting to watch in the finals.
The irony of Mark Jackson calling the game and leaving Jokic off his MVP ballot is just so good.
Yikes. And, he called the game, but it's like we're seeing this guy do things we've never seen from a player before. At the center position, they're running the offense through him. He's winning a lot of the talk about Jokic. Oh, we can't give him 3-time MVP. He hasn't won in the postseason. It's like we seen this team in the Western Conference Finals 3 years ago. We're seeing them now in the finals. Embiid on the other side. This ain't to down talk Embiid, but it's like we got to start giving Jokic more props and appreciate what we're watching right now out of a player who isn't super athletic, sprinting up and down the court. He's not super athletic, out jumping everybody. He's just a hell of a basketball player. And Jokic, man, a lot of people disrespect him. They say, oh, he doesn't play on the defensive side of the ball. He's an offense-only player. He's a stat pattern. Hell no, this man's a winner. And the Denver Nuggets look lethal. I ain't going to lie.
Let me ask you a question. So if the Denver Nuggets go on to win the NBA Finals and Jokic wins Finals MVP, right?
Yeah.
He's got to be a top 25 NBA player of all time, right? Like how many people have like multiple MVPs, a Finals MVP, a NBA championship? Like I feel like that pedigree alone would put him in that conversation, right?
I have no disagreement with there. Almost averaged a triple-double as a center. Two MVPs already. If he gets a Finals and a Finals MVP, I mean, we got players up there who have accomplished less that are at least top 50 in the top 30 range. Like you talk about a guy like Allen Iverson. He's up in that conversation already, top 25 player of all time. Only thing we're missing from Jokic is longevity. Can he do it till he's 35? What else does he accomplish? But for me, I'm putting him up there top 7 center already. Top 5 to 7 center already in NBA history. He does have to finish his career, but we have to start talking about him as one of the all-time great players already at this stage in his career. I mean, what he does on the court, you can't really replicate that. In NBA history, you can't really find a whole lot of bigs that play the game. I mean, we see the shots, the over the head. I got the over the head, one-legged step back. What is that?
Over Anthony Davis.
That shot.
What?
You literally can't practice. You can't practice that shot. That's just a different release point. It's a different confidence. It's just a different feel for the game. And what Jokic brings, I'm not sure we ever see that on the court again. It's easy to say that, but like in history, I can't think of a player right now. Maybe if you want to go like Vlade or Arvydas Sabonis, but they didn't do what Jokic does at that level. Like they might have passed the same, they might have scored at times from the outside, but to put it all together and be a triple-double threat every single game, Jokic is among the special players in this game that the game's ever seen.
Last question, and then Giannis,
right? You're questioning me today, bro.
So
give me all these nuggets. I don't want to hear all about the nuggets. All these nuggets questions. You got to tell me how great they are, Matt. I'm gonna start turning on you here in a second, dog.
I just wanted to say. So assuming if they went on win the NBA Finals, Jokic picks up Finals MVP. where would you put him? Like, where does he rank compared to Giannis? Because I see a lot of people saying that, they would put him over Giannis. Would you agree with that, or would you disagree with that?
I would put him as a basketball player. I think it's tough, right? Because you have a guy who is a finesse player, more facilitator, a skilled player, right? Like Jokic is among one of the skilled players the game's ever seen. But Giannis is among one of the most dominant the game has ever seen. And I think this season really showed Jokic's true value, right? A lot of times it was easy to say, oh, he didn't win, but he's playing in the Western Conference, which has been historically tough over the last few years. The Warriors have dominated. You got LeBron James in the West now. Like, the Phoenix Suns team is loaded. There's been a lot of talent in the Western Conference. He's dealt with a lot of injuries. Giannis, to me, is a guy that just goes off sheer dominance, and I'd rather have the skilled player than the dominant player. Like, if you ask me Hakeem or Shaq, I love Shaq to death, but I got Hakeem over Shaq. You ask me Tim Duncan or Shaq, I'm going to go with Duncan over Shaq because I'm going to take the skilled player a little bit, just slightly more than a dominant player. So if I'm comparing Jokic to Giannis, especially if he gets the finals and finals MVP this year, that I'm not going to count out this Miami Heat team or Celtics team. We got to talk about that, obviously, but I'm not counting out either team coming out the East. But Jokic, to me, if he gets a finals and finals MVP, where else you put him? Like, yeah. I got to put him as the most accomplished player in today's game. The most accomplished player, if LeBron retires, Jokic is going to be the most accomplished player in today's game. Like, I'm thinking KD's up there, Curry's up there. Let me retract that. The most accomplished player under 30 in today's game. Not the studs, not the guys who are already locked in the Hall of Fame. Let me clarify that before that gets praised. Now, I'm phrasing it the wrong way, but the most accomplished player under 30 is going to be Jokic. Like, we're going to start talking about him and some of that next great conversation taking over the league. So it is what it is, man. Enough Nuggets talk, man. Congratulations to the Denver Nuggets, but we do have a game tonight. The Boston Celtics, Miami Heat squaring off tonight, 3-0. It seems like this series is done. Like the Celtics have quit on Joe Mazzulla. The players are talking. They don't want to answer questions. Grant Williams is sitting there barking up the wrong tree. Yet again, we've seen it from a role player barking up the wrong tree. But they're coming out today. Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart. Don't give us one win. Don't give us one win. You know what? I don't think the Heat are. I think this is a sweep. They're not going to give them a win tonight.
Yeah, I think this series is over. And I think right now, watching this Miami Heat team, I have questions surrounding the return of Tyler Hero. I think Miami might be better off at least having him come off the bench. They got something going right here. And Tyler Hero is, a great scorer, but he is a bit of a defensive liability. And with role players like Caleb Martin and other guys stepping up for scoring points, I think I wouldn't mess with what you got going. Like, you have something special, the chemistry, Miami's playing at such a high level. I just had to come out with my take. I think, if Tyler Hero's cleared and he's back for the finals, I'm having him come off the bench.
I don't know. You need all the ammo you can get. But, I mean, you got my boy Gabe Vincent dropping a cool 29 in Game 3. Like, yeah, playing at a high level. And, somebody new from this cast all the time. They're taking on elevated roles and stepping up to the challenge. But with a guy like Tyler Hero, it's like, he can drop a cool 15, 20 at any given point in time. That's a valuable asset to have in the NBA Finals. Whether it's a pressure situation, you just need an extra score because Denver on the other side is tough. They do got to finish the job because the Celtics all season long, this team has been favored. They favored to win the league, to win the finals. Even coming out the East, they were favored. In the series, they were favored. They had a 3% chance. A 3% chance, according to ESPN. And right now, down 0-3, they still have a 74% chance of winning the series. It doesn't make sense. So the Celtics are confident. ESPN, for whatever reason, thinks that they should be confident. I mean, talent-wise, this Miami team isn't really up there. But if they go play against the Nuggets, they might need a scorer like Hero. So I'm not ready to give up on Tyler Hero and his role for this team because they're all gritty. It feels like no matter who steps in the situation, Jimmy Butler is the key to this thing.
Yeah.
So tonight, call it, Matt. I got a sweep. You think the Celtics got a chance tonight?
You know what? I'm going to say the Celtics win tonight. I said Heat in 7 at the beginning of the series, or before the series started. I still obviously think Miami's going to win this thing, but I just think Boston, I look at Boston, I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, this team gave up in game 3, right?
Yeah.
Like, they waved the white towel. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, you have way too much talent. Like, this is a team that
I've never seen a team just give up like it felt like they give up. Like they gave up. You can tell in the game.
This wasn't like an 8-1 series where you have an 8 seed that's totally under like that has no business being there. This is the Boston Celtics. And we're going to go back to the fact that down the line in the fourth quarter, where is Jason Tatum? Why is he not shooting the basketball? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. What are they doing?
This team, man, there's only one or two ways this team goes. They go and somehow they go out there and they put out the shittiest product again, game 4. They don't come out inspired. The team blows up. Jaylen Brown's gone because these guys are eligible for contract extensions coming up. Jaylen Brown's out of here. Joe Mazzulla's out of here. They get a different coach. They probably start to blow this team up, is my opinion. Start trading assets away. Even though this team is a couple games away from a championship, I think it's blow up. That's path 1. Path 2 is these guys come out and play inspired basketball because Joe Mazzulla did something that not a lot of coaches, players, or anybody does. He really fell on his own sword. He said, you know what? I didn't get the guys. They're not ready to play. I didn't get them ready to play. And as a coach, that's fire me. That's the way that Joe Mazzulla was talking. He said, fire me. I'm not ready for this job. 34-year-old coach. I'm in over my head. Ime Udoka had this team. They shouldn't have gave it to me. I don't have these guys ready to play in the Eastern Conference Finals. Down 2-0, 3-0. I don't have these guys ready to play. They're not ready to play. So, go ahead and fire me. That's really what Joe Mazzulla said. And the players have one or two options. They either fold like I talked about with option 1, or this team really does step up and at least show that they're ready to play for this guy who took all the blame. He could have said, Grant Williams, we can't be talking about that. He could have said, Jaylen, the guys weren't ready. We need to play better in the fourth. But nah, he took that all. It wasn't the coaching staff. It wasn't anybody else. It was Joe Mazzulla. So for that, I respect him. He might be in a little over his head. But if the guys ain't playing for that, they got to look at themselves as professionals. Like, at the end of the day, they will have to look at themselves hard in the mirror and say, I'm not like, this team is not constructed to win a championship as is if this is the way that they're going to go out and play. So I don't really see it. I think the Heat finished the job tonight. Probably think the whole thing gets blown up, but I do see the Celtics come out a little bit inspired tonight. The Heat are favored by 1.5, so they're supposed to win this game. Celtics have been favored every single game besides that, so maybe the odds flip in their favor. Couple NFL news topics we got to talk about. You see the new kickoff rule?
No, what was it?
So, new kickoff rule, man. And they're trying it out. So, a one-season sample size was approved. Now, any touchback or any fair catch inside the 25-yard line, automatically the ball will be placed at the 25-yard line. The most ridiculous rule in history. So, give you an example. Opening kickoff, it goes to the 2-yard line. I'm like, this is going to be a tough run back. Let me just fair catch it. The ball now is automatically placed at the 25-yard line. College rules. I hate this thing, man.
Wait, so if you catch it at like the 20, right? Let's say what?
Yeah. This is the same confusion you had. You catch the ball at the 20-yard line and you call fair catch, that thing is placed right at the 25. It's the dumbest thing I ever heard. They're probably going to get rid of it. I feel like, why even kick it off anymore?
Yeah, at what point, do we just remove the entirety of the kickoff? Like that, it
don't make any sense. Like, why would you do? Why even have that rule in place? Now, the owners don't like it, and I think a lot of coaches, the special team coaches, that's going to take away a lot of jobs potential. Yeah. Because why would you? Basically, it's eliminating the kickoff, and so we've already got the ball going to the 25 instead of the 20. Now it includes fair catches. What's the NFL is going soft. Yeah. We talked about all the defensive penalties, now they're pass interference and, protecting the quarterbacks. Now the guys that are there for special teams returns and they're trying to limit injuries on special teams and collisions. Now that part of the game is getting eliminated. Pretty soon we're going to be playing 7-on-7, flag football, no pads, no helmets. What's the point, man? I mean, I'm a big advocate of like player protection and I don't really want my kids playing football with how violent the game is. I get it. But then at the same time, it's taken away from a lot of the authenticity of the game for those who do play, for those who are elite at their craft. And that's going to take away some jobs from special teams, kick returners, and a lot of blockers on teams, man. Those special teams are going to start getting a lot thinner than they have in the past. College football, what's up, Johnny Talk Sports? He said college football's had this thing for years at the same time. You know what? The kickoff, I mean, in college, it's not really prevalent. Like, you're not there. They're going to pretty much have college rules. They're already doing OT now. OT where both teams get the ball. Like, maybe college college is better. College football is better. Like, what are we expecting? He also said you cannot say LeBron went out fighting last night. I think he meant you can't not say LeBron. You better have meant that. Johnny Talk Sports, you better meant, because he did go out fighting, man. Dropping 40 in a loss in game 4, man. That's sad to see it play out that way, man. You know what else is kind of sad to see? Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler having to stay in LA on his deal. He asked for a trade and he wanted more money. I mean, Austin Eckler scored 17 touchdowns last year. Dude's a baller and still getting paid $2 million. He has $2 million contract. Like, bro, you got to hold out or something. But they decided, you know what? The Chargers decided to add some incentives to his deal. Austin Eckler staying in LA for the foreseeable future, at least. Added incentives to the deal. I'm sure he'll have an opportunity to talk extension throughout the year, or be a free agent when he's coming into this 28 year. But Austin Eckler, man, running backs, they get the shaft, bro. They catch it all. Like, it's bad when you're on a $2 million deal and you're one of the league leaders in touchdowns. I mean, is Austin Eckler that replaceable?
Yeah, it's like last night when Tristan Thompson was playing like huge moments and he's got like $16,000 contract.
Playing the play, Tristan Thompson, that was crazy to just see him on the court. I'm like, bro, you were on the sidelines all year long, and now you're playing in the Western Conference.
Bro, you got a halftime interview. Like, what?
Over LeBron. LeBron had 21 in the first quarter. They didn't interview him. What the hell? But, I feel like for Austin Eckler, man, this is a chance to prove your worth. I don't think he's still not going to get paid next year. Like, we see Zeke isn't getting paid. Leonard Fournette isn't getting paid. This is it was categorized as kind of a win-win. Like, hey, you hit these incentives, you'll get your money. This is a losing case scenario for Eckler because he's going to be 28. And running backs over the age of 27 already have their value. It falls off a cliff, right? Like Wile E. Coyote and Looney Tunes, right off the cliff. That, to me in itself, I'm like, dog, Eckler, there's not going to be a team that's going to use you as a lead back next year. You're going to head into free agency. Even if you score 15 touchdowns, you're a backup. On most teams, you're a backup. There's going to be a rookie that takes over you, and running backs in general are disrespected. Like, there has to be something with the collective bargaining agreement, something with the Players Association that says running backs need to have more value. Saquon Barkley is struggling to get more than Tony Pollard in his contract right now. He can't make more than the franchise. He's struggling to get CMC numbers when he's in his prime. Like, the running back position is so devalued in football. It makes no sense to get these guys on first round tenders. Like, Bijan Robinson's going to have trouble getting a payday. He's going to have a real problem, especially, once he hits that elite or he gets an injury, it's going to be tough for him. My man Johnny Talk Sports asked another question. He said, how did you gentlemen feel knowing LeBron went out fighting last night? Man, you know how I felt. How were you feeling just like watching him kind of dogging on the court? Like, just being a straight dog, the old LeBron on the court.
Yeah, I kept watching. Like, the thing that really stood out to me is I think at the end of the first quarter, he was 4 of 4 from 3, and he had hit all of his free throws, right?
Yeah.
Which, LeBron notoriously not the greatest free throw shooter. He'd been struggling from 3 the entire game. But I just liked seeing him just say, you know what? If nobody else is going to step up, I will. And taking the ball to the hoop, driving, doing everything, even on the defensive side of things in the fourth quarter, taking multiple charge, putting his body on the line. Yeah. He really did give it his all last night, and it's disappointing that the rest of the Lakers.
I'm saying. It felt like, that saying, like, play this game like it's your last? It's kind of what it felt like last night. I'm not going to lie. New season starting for the NFL teams. OTAs are out there. We're seeing Herbert looking at full action. New look Jags are out there already. A lot of teams getting started. But Aaron Rodgers, of course, we can't go a show without talking about Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. He's already hurt. Seen on the sidelines with a bad ankle. So these OTAs, we talk about old bodies. Aaron Rodgers is getting up there too. He's got to stay healthy for the Jets. The Jets do all this to go get Aaron Rodgers, and he's hurt to start the season. It'd be catastrophic.
Yeah, how did he even get, where did he get hurt? Like, did he roll his ankle, getting out of bed or something?
Bro, he's old. That's what happens with old people like me. That's what happens. You get up out of bed. Oh, my back. Oh, you reach for a glass of milk. Oh, my arm. And he probably just hit a drop back or something and turned his ankle. So he's just getting old, man. And, when you start paying for these old guys, not everybody's Tom Brady on that TB12 diet. that plan, that recovery. So Aaron Rodgers, man, probably spent too much time in that darkness retreat.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, needs to get some of them extra curricular activities in his system. Last bit of news from the NFL. Actually, two things NFL-wise. Thursday Night Football now approved to be flexed later in the season. This will have a big impact, man, because I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes we get some shitty games on Thursday Night Football, bro. Like, they're bad.
They're so
and
bad.
To have that be flexed now, to be better teams, you know, it feels like the NFL is trying to, at least they're saying, hey, if it's going to be a primetime game, we're going to give you guys something to watch.
No, and I appreciate that, because if there's only one game on and we're all forced to watch it, like, nobody's trying to watch. Like, even, you know, I felt bad because the Bears are supposed to play Washington again on Thursday Night Football this year. And last year's game was 13-7. It was a snooze fest. And you go on Twitter, that's all people said. And then they put us on Thursday Night Football against them again. I'm like, did you not watch last year's game? So I like the fact that they're flexing, and, you know, hopefully kind of the way they do with Sunday Night Football towards the end, where they'll put some exciting games on Thursday.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I like Sundays when I know football's on, I'm like, cool. I know what teams are playing. Monday night, I prepare for it mentally. Thursday, I always got something going on. You know, you got a thing with the family. You got to go out this place. There's an event. You got to go to there's always something going on during the week on a Thursday. It's a work week too. So, you know, I feel like if you're going to miss a game, like, I'm like, all right, I can miss the Thursday night game. But if they start flexing now, that's another day. I got to be like committed to the NFL. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like, it just feels like every single day. But I know where I will be. This is a place I will be. San Francisco, Super Bowl 60, Super Bowl LX. That's right down the street from me. Oh, I'm gonna be there. San Francisco got Super Bowl 60. They got both the prime years, Super Bowl 50 and now Super Bowl 60. Like, they get in the prime year. San Francisco awarded the Super Bowl, so I'm sure here at Champions Round, we're going to find a way to be there. I'm going to be there. Matt, I'm sure you're going to be watching from Canada, wherever you're traveling at the time. But San Francisco awarded Super Bowl. It's good to see. Good to see that happen. So the last member from the Super Bowl, we talked about Super Bowl 50. The last member from that Super Bowl 50 team, the Denver Broncos, just got cut today. Brandon McManus, the last member from that Super Bowl team. You know, Peyton Manning on it, Von Miller. He gone. He got cut. So a brand new era in Denver with Sean Payton starting, and Russell Wilson, for however good he's going to be this season, is going to be a starting quarterback. Said, average person doesn't care about Thursday Night Football too much. You know, we will. We start getting Kansas City versus the Jets. Start getting Joe Burrow versus the Eagles. Like, we get those random games. I think we will care a whole lot more. All right. Couple more notes, guys. Trae Young, you know, obviously we can't talk Lakers without talking about trades. It's off season now for Los Angeles Lakers. Rumors are out that the Lakers are interested in Trae Young. Now, this was the spot a couple weeks ago. If you would have asked, D. Russ was their guy. They were going to sign him to an extension, right? D'Angelo Russell looked good that first series, especially against the Grizz, dropping 30 points. But this series against the Nuggets exposed D'Lo. Unfortunately, I don't see a way that the Lakers bring him back. Talking about Austin Rivers due $80 million this year in a contract. It's a lot of money for a Lakers team if LeBron is still on the roster for him to get paid. But Trae Young is a guy that could come to the Lakers. D'Lo, Austin Reeves combo with some trades. Is that enough? You think Trae Young is the type of piece, like if LeBron and AD, if everything stays as is, LeBron, AD, Trae Young, is that a good enough piece for the Lakers to do any kind of damage next year? I just don't know if Trae Young really brings much more than D'Lo.
Yeah, I think maybe that moves the needle a little bit, but I'm not sure if that's going to get you over the hump, especially we got to see how the rest of the offseason plays out and what teams like Phoenix are going to do and all these other Western Conference squads. But I'm kind of on the fence about that right now. I'm not sure that's like the move that, oh my gosh, like the Lakers are favored to win the NBA championship now.
Like, Trae Young is one of those players. He's clutch, right? We've seen him hit a big shot against the Celtics this year in the playoffs. We've seen him at, ice trade. That's another day, another opportunity. Trae Young, right? We know Trae Young. He's a great player, and I'm not saying he's not as good as D'Lo, but defensively, especially if you're going to have a rematch with this Nuggets team, they were attacking D'Angelo Russell, and I hate to say it, but Trae Young ain't that good a defender either. So, yeah, you might get a little bit of increase in scoring, but you're also losing a guy in Austin Reeves. You're also going to be losing, some other key pieces on this team and have to rebuild again. I'm not sure that really moves the needle for me. As a Laker fan, I think it's the talent, the star power is there, but I ain't too sure that really is like the move that gets us over the hump. So there should be a whole lot going on. And shout out to Carmelo Anthony, man, retired, 19-year career, or because he didn't get to finish this year. So shout out to Carmelo Anthony, man, a player I watched. We graduated the same year, 2003, part of that 2003 class, which leaves the GOAT. LeBron James is the last man standing. Matt, my man, any parting words for this episode, dog?
Not really. Just the fact that the disrespect when I see them asking little kids these days, like, who's Mello? It's like LaMelo Ball or Carmelo. Like, are you kidding me?
I'm gonna smack these little
kids, come on now.
Put a belt. They need a belt. That way they put some respect on Carmelo's name.
Exactly.
Bro. Yo, if you didn't hear at the beginning of the show, go win yourself a Giannis jersey. Post a screenshot of your winning spicy slips on Twitter. We're going to announce a winner on May 29th. Make sure you guys download the Champions Roundout, play Spicy Slips daily dozen tonight for the Miami Heat Celtics games from myself, Nick Durst, the producer, Matt M. Bone HD, myself, Justin Henry. It's been another episode. It's been real. Peace out.